Hey, beautiful people, welcome back to my channel. I guess you can call it a podcast. You guys, we are doing something different right now. I am trying CapCut at work. If this works, you guys, I can be a little more consistent because then I'll have a little more time to be able to get it in. Normally, I pay for my editing thing where I have to be at a desktop to record. So that's why, I got a full-time job. I have stuff to do, and I am not able to always get to it. But if all right, you guys, I'm trying to figure out how long this thing will allow me to record before it stops. That is going to be a problem. So this is a test. But anyway, we're talking about the Joe Budden pod, of course, and we're talking about the fact that Mona, she comes in, she says she took an Uber. Joe has jokes about her taking the bus. Wasn't the bus, it was the Uber. He offered to pay for her Ubers, and he actually did sound very sincere when he said it. However, we found out this episode that she is spending $300 each way. I don't see him doing a whole lot of $600 to get her there and back. I don't see it, but we gonna see. I do feel like Joe is doing some things that's pissing me off. We're gonna talk about it. I feel like maybe I need to have a talk with him. This needs to be for Joe. He needs to stop what he's doing. Joe is not a great friend, or so it seems. He doesn't know how to really handle his friends well. And I'm not considering Mona a friend, but I don't know. It's just people that he is in close proximity to. He's with them every day or whatever. He needs to learn how to handle people. And when I say handle, I don't mean in a rude way. I just mean like in a way of maybe he is not so rude. So he's getting all these different jokes off on Mona, and it's starting to get to her. I can tell. I can see. And I feel like his way of joking with his friends or people around him is trying to humiliate them. And that shit's not cool. It's not funny. Maybe it's cool and funny a little bit. She allows him to get off the whole thing about the blow-up bed. Yeah, you were doing it on the blow-up bed. Okay, that's fine. But he goes into the fact that she's taking the bus. So that's a dig right there. Then he says that, well, your hair is usually all over your head. You look like you be in a car with your head out the window. And she kind of felt that one a little bit. You could tell. And I did too. I'm just like, damn, all right. And, whenever they're talking about different men and wanting her and stuff, he tries to make it seem like men wouldn't really want her. Or men wouldn't, he downplays her a lot. And he, to me, just tries to make jokes at the expense of her. And I don't think that's cool. He definitely does the same thing to Ice, with Ice being ugly, and Flip. And I just feel like once he is done using you, then he gets to getting his shit off. I mean, we can just sum up the Good Doctor and the way he talked to him with. Now he'll tell him, oh, Mark, shut your bitch ass up. When at first it was the doctor, this and that. He literally has told him to shut his bitch ass up. And I'm like, this is the doctor who doesn't want to be called a sucker. Like, I don't know. I just don't like the way he talks to people. I know it makes for good potting. It's funny. But I don't feel like you need to be humiliating people. And she comes off like she is starting to, get humiliated. Like later on in the pod, he had another joke about the hot tub. We were talking about Ice being in a hot tub, which is a terrible, terrible thought to have. But she says, she hates hot tub sex or whatever. It's not great. And he goes into, once again, kind of calling her a brokey with, yeah, you do it on a blow up hot tub, and that wasn't funny. So then he switched to, yeah, you do it with boiling water. And you could tell she just wasn't feeling that joke.
The blow up hot tub?
Oh
the
my
inflatable
God.
hot
I've
tub?
never fucked in a blow up hot tub.
That wasn't a
I've never seen one.
Y'all just boiled some water. You fucked in the tub full of boiling water before? Okay, now it seems like I'm all okay, I'm done. I'm finished, huh?
That's crazy.
That's my time.
It's terrible.
So as you can see, Mona wasn't feeling that. She's like, okay, I'm letting y'all really get it off, but it's a little bit too much. And nobody laughed at it. he just does a little bit too much, and I would love for him to stop doing that to her so much, because Mona's not that bad. Yeah, she's ghetto. She'll say she's ghetto, or she thinks she's bougetto. We have yet to see the bougie part, but so is he. Like, it's so funny because she had told that story about that bum that one time, remember? And he was like, yeah, what'd you do after you gave him money? And she said, I went home. And he's like, yeah, I'm just trying to figure out the proximity to where you live to, where the bums are. And then he tells a story today on Patreon about how they went to the store and it was super ghetto, fights breaking out and everything. But the store was not that far from his house. So it's like, dude, Joe is, like we said, definitely new money. I'm not going to clown him because he got way more money than I have. But you can tell that he's new money. Like, he just acts so elitist. And I don't even have a huge problem with people being bougie or elitist. He just does too much. When he's putting people down, it then becomes too much. And I think she is kind of over it. And I just don't like the fact that he does it, because he did the same thing to Flip. And I feel like Mona really cares about Joe and looks up to him. Same as Flip. They kind of admire him and they look at him for advice. Even Mark, for that matter. Like, Mark looks at him when he tells a joke to see if Joe is okay with it, if he's gonna laugh. And I just hate that he does them like that. I really do. I know, once again, that it's good for the pod. We think it's funny, but I don't think humiliating people and making people look like shit and feel like shit is funny. Then he tells Ish that he has poor performance. He called them the couch of little words or whatever. And then he tells Ish, well, we going off of your poor performance. That's not something that you say in front of everyone while recording and everything. You feel like his performance is poor, then have a fucking meeting with him. But maybe it's just for the pod. I don't know. We know Ish didn't take kindly to that. Don't play with Ish. Don't play with Ish. But yeah, I just think it's too much. It's too much. I don't like it. I need for him to calm it down. What else do we have? We have Parks needing to walk back that whole take on the Tyra Banks thing and the America's Next Top Model. Now, we ended up watching it, and yeah, as we were watching it, I'm like, hold on. They said that it was, sexual assault going on here. This is not sexual assault. And even when they were talking about it, you guys, I'm like, I've seen the earlier, American Next Top Models, and I remember Cycle 1. I did not remember a sexual assault happening. So as they're talking about it, I'm just like, what are they saying? But as we're looking at it, I'm just like, this shit is not sexual assault. I'm sorry. Yeah, she was drunk and he should have left her alone, but that's not sexual assault. Unfortunately, she was very willing. When they showed the video of them in the hot tub, she's like laying all over him in the bed. She's like holding all on his neck and everything. And yeah, it's just not sexual assault. So I was very confused by why Parks was saying that. He was just so adamant. And, Joe was too, but Parks was really, really adamant that this was essay, and, they never even mentioned it that way. So Joe comes in and he's just like, yeah, we gotta walk it back. So he plays a clip of the girl saying how she was gonna get it in and these guys were so fine and everything. The only thing I saw that was wrong was the fact that the guys shouldn't have been there, maybe. Maybe they should not have even had the guys up there, but they were making good TV. And even Mr. J was like, yeah, when it comes to who invited the guys up there, the girls were not in control of anything. So who do you think invited the girls up there? And I'm like, yeah, it's definitely production. But Mr. J, he was part of production too. So it was some interesting stuff going on in that doc, but that's not what we're here for. But I will say one thing for Tyra, is that she know they were dragging the shit out of her a few years ago, and she has actually found a way to do a quick money grab off of it. Like, she did her own doc about herself, like not really giving up a whole lot, and everybody's gonna watch it, of course, because we like, here is the salaciousness that we have been hearing about. And yeah, she put a little bit in there. She put tiny shit in there. But then she didn't take accountability for anything. Like, nothing really. And yeah, so she just did a quick money grab on you bitches. She got y'all money. So be mad all you want. But anyway, we move. You guys, yeah, I just think that Joe has to lighten up on Mona a little bit. And then we keep having these instances where they're not listening to her. They're not listening to her. She does try to overtalk a lot, so she got to calm that down. We keep saying the same thing. She got to see where there is a joke coming in, and they, go a little slow with their jokes, but they're joking. Let them get their shit off before you just keep going. She just doesn't have a stop button. But she's getting tired of some of the stuff up there now. Then they go to talking about how they're going to this other woman comedian. They're going to see her, and I think they were joking and messing with her because apparently the girl was pretty, but I don't know. I just don't want them to run her off, basically. Mona still has some learning she has to do up there and trying to find her footing. Again, we have been saying this. Apparently, she's been there almost, 6 months. But I mean, it's a lot going on up there. I'm sure it's not as easy as we all think. We all can sit here, myself included. I am very critical of them. But I know that podcasting is not as easy as it seems. There's a lot of stuff that can go wrong. There's a lot of stuff that you can just come out your face with and be wrong about that, you're speaking on the cuff. It's not live, but, you're trying to remember different words and different meanings of things, and you gotta get that all off real quick, or else you're gonna be judged by it. So it's not as easy. And then for her, it's so many different personalities to try to navigate, and then to try to navigate getting a word in edgewise and knowing when to shut up. And then you have Joe and his personality, and am I going to say something that's going to piss him off, because he is just like a ticking time bomb half the time. If you all go into the wrong goddamn topic, he's having a fit, and he's doing it on camera, letting everybody know you fucked up. He does that to Mark a lot, where he's just like, oh, Mark, not right now, Mark, not. And I'm just like, I don't know how Mark is doing it, but I guess for the money. Listen, we gonna do it. We gonna deal with his mouth for the money. And I'm sure it's a good time up there too. It's not all bad up there. You can tell they have a good time. He is now feeding them sometimes, and yeah, I do think that there is a genuine love up there. So I don't think she hates it. I just think she still got to find her footing. And, we're going to be here for her, because I would hate to see how it is if Mona left. It'd be kind of dry when Mona's not there. And then don't let Mona and Flip not be there. Ooh, Lord, the shit's dry. Oh, my God. And don't let it be no Mona, no Flip, and no Mark. Good Lord, just kill me now. And then let's try no Mona, no Flip, no Mark, and no Ish. Oh, Lord, didn't we just have a day like that? And it was awful, pretty awful. And then maybe if they will come to work and get things right, Parks can shut the fuck up, and we can stop hearing so much of Parks. I would love that. Anyway, all right, you guys, let's see if this works out, if I am able to upload this or something. We're gonna see if this works out. But if you are new to the channel, please consider subscribing. We would love to have you be part of the Beautiful People family. Go ahead and head on over to our other channel. Taste, we gotta remember the name of this, y'all. We don't even know. Tastefully Offensive podcast over there. We got our first pod out, and yeah, it's the first pod. It's a premiere pod. It's gonna get better. It's not terrible, but we'll get better. We'll find our footing as well. But again, we would love to have you be part of the Beautiful People family. Go ahead and subscribe if you have not liked the video, and I will see you guys in the next video. Smooches.